Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to the JC channel. I'm Jerry and today we have a mixed tier match. Originally we agreed to bring along pokes that consisted of 3 OU and 3 UU tier pokes. Though he may not have brought just that, I still thought it was an interesting match worth showing. Last week's video giveaway winner is Ben Sharinga. Congratulations, I've sent you a message in your YouTube inbox. Remember, all information you need is in the description box below. Remember guys, I respond fastest on Twitter or Facebook, so for any questions or concerns please contact me there. This week's giveaway will be at the end of this video. And as some of you may have seen, I did upload a League of Legends video not too long ago. So if you guys want to see 2 videos a week coming your way, let's try to get that video to 15 likes. There should be a link to that at the bottom right hand corner of the video and in the description box below. Let's try to reach that benchmark together and I will try my best to make 2 videos a week. One last note before we start the match. From the 13th of November to the 21st, Pokemon Global Link will be down, which means I won't be able to battle anyone and record new footage. I do have some battles stocked up from the past which I may use or try to do a live recorded battle on Pokemon Showdown instead for next week. Any comments or suggestions, please don't hesitate to ask down below. In this battle, I will be leading off with one of my favorite leads, which is my Scarfed Darmanitan, and on the other side we will be seeing a Staraptor. Straight away, there is a chance he is Scarfed and Jolly, though not likely, it is still possible, so I will be hard switching out into my Slowbro. At the same time, he will be withdrawing his poke, and since we withdrew first, it meant that we actually outsped him, and that Staraptor is most likely not Choice Scarf. Immediately he is going to take his Snorlax out for the Metagross fearing the incoming Toxic, but instead I do run the Thunder Wave, which is a nice twist that usually catches people off guard. But to our, or maybe to my surprise, he's carrying the Lumberry, which he's going to eat up and cure the paralysis. Then he's going to cure up a Meteor Mash to do some damage, but we are running physically defensive Rocky Helmet Slowbro, so we're just going to eat that up. Remember that water does resist steel type attacks, which will be quite a detriment to the Metagross. I'm able to get the second Thunder Wave off, being safe, and was hoping to catch maybe the Gengar that might have wanted to switch into the Slowbro. Just thinking out loud here, had he done that and brought in the Gengar right there, he would eat up the Thunder Wave and perhaps queued up a Focus Blast to predict my Tyranitar switch in and OHKOing it. Instead, the Scald is going to do quite a number to that non-Assault Vest Metagross, and we see the Pursuit followed by a Bullet Punch, which isn't going to do too much to us. And this next Scald will fire off as he decides to sack off the paralyzed Metagross. As mentioned before, the best play would be to bring in the Gengar, which he does since the Metagross does not really counter anyone on my team other than my Ninjask due to the priority Bullet Punch. I suppose that could be the reason he chose to sack it off, though there is definitely room to bring in the Starmie on one of the Scalds and scare me out with a Thunderbolt. So fearing the Shadow Ball and knowing my Slowbro cannot take one from that health range, I had little choice but to switch out into my Tyranitar. But to my surprise, he does go for a substitute, which for a moment there I thought he was the Mega Gengar with the Song Trap. Either way, I was quite positive he was not running a Focus Blast and started going for Crunches. Fun fact is that Sand does do damage to targets behind the sub. The substitute will be going down to the Crunch as we will yet again see some Sandstream damage and Black Sludge recovery. His Gengar does run an interesting set here. As we have seen so far, he does have the Substitute, Sludge Bomb, and now a Disable. My guess is his final move is the Shadow Ball. At the time I was completely not expecting a Disable, though based on how I played, I sort of was bluffing a Choice Band, in which he does take into consideration and brings out the Snorlax. Knowing myself, I wouldn't want to pass up on the opportunity to take out the Gengar, or at least do a nice chunk of damage to one of his switch-ins. So I will be surprising him with a Stone Edge. Had he stayed in as the Gengar, it will probably have gotten taken out. So that does do a nice chunk of damage as I switch out into the Ditto to scout out his moveset and potentially eat up the incoming 4-time super effective fighting move. He does reveal the stockpile, and from what my Scarf Ditto scouts, he is also running Return, Power Up Punch, and Rest. Knowing this information immediately told me that my Heracross was my win condition, and if I am to take this thing out, I would need to preserve it. Just to give you an idea and grasp of how scary this moveset is, I have seen Snorlaxes running this set potentially take out an entire Ubers team if allowed to get 3 stockpiles up, land a few power-up punches, and sweep with Return. He does know his own poke, so he will be bringing in the Ghost type Gengar to wall off the Snorlax, which was once my Ditto. It is lucky for me that he does switch out, kind of confused as to why he switched out first and outsped my Scarf Ditto, but either way, I had the mindset of bringing in the Ninjask and start setting up all over him, knowing that my Heracross can take out a fully stockpiled Snorlax if need be. As you saw there, I did outspeed and get the substitute off as he goes for the disable, Perhaps he was hoping to catch me using Protect on that turn, although I'm unsure whether Disable goes through Protect. If you know, please write it in the comments below. So seeing that he allowed me to get that free sub off, he decides to go for a sub of his own and perhaps try to cripple anything that comes in from the Baton pass by using Disable. But little does he expect, Heracross in its Mega Form carries the Skill Link ability, which makes all multi-strike moves always hit 5 times, and therefore his substitute will not save him. And the reason why Ninjask is so powerful to have on a team is because each speed boost is like a choice scarf being transferred, and each swords dance is equal to having 2 choice bands passed on. So this Mega Heracross has about 2 choice bands and 3 choice scarves in addition to the Mega Stone he carries, which easily makes him far beyond Uber status. This Heracross is going to annihilate anything that isn't a Talonflame or has super effective priority moves. We do go for the Rock Blast, and in all honesty, looking at this, I don't see a way around it where my opponent could possibly pull out a victory. Unless his Staraptor is choice scarfed and somehow outspeeds me, which we have already established that he is not running that item. And the great thing about Skill Link is that even Pokemon with Focus Sash cannot take this guy on. And quite frankly, I can't say my opponent played badly, but he did let me set up, and Ninjask is just amazing if you can get a free turn to put a substitute up without having to worry about Bullet Punch spam, for example. Hence, he really should have preserved his Metagross. There are a large number of ways to counter Ninjask that I have seen. All you have to do when you see it on the field is switch to your priority user, such as Metagross, and if your opponent is smart, he will get a sub up during your switch in, which you could Bullet Punch to get rid of. During that turn, he can either stall with Protect for more speed boost or Swords Dance, which will lead him wide open to an attack with no way to safely Baton Pass out. Though Metagross might not be the best example as his Bullet Punch doesn't quite take out a Ninjask, a better example would be Pokes with priority moves, whether it be an Aqua Jet or Gale Wings, Brave Bird from Talonflame, or Prankster Taunt from Sableye, or even Encore, would completely shut down a Ninjask. And yes, you saw that firsthand folks, one measly 25 base power pin missile is going to absolutely annihilate the Absol. Just one pin. A testament to Heracross's insanely high attack stat. Can you guess how many pins this Starmie will take? Just one. So I hope you guys liked it. I don't normally upload complete sweeps like those, always kind of exciting to watch, at least for me anyway. If you haven't already, do check out my league video and lend me some feedback. Let's try to get that 15 likes so I can get 2 videos coming your way each week. As usual, I am always open to suggestions, so you guys will be the deciders as to where this channel will be headed and what content will be posted. So don't be shy and let me know. Question of the day, what is your favorite song and whether or not you have a favorite cover version of said song? Recently, mine would have to be Team by Lorde, and my favorite cover version hands down goes to Lunati and her League of Legends parody version of that song. She is overflowing with talent. Definitely have a look if you have a moment. This week's prize will be the specially offensive Lucaria with the Mega Stone you see on screen. To win, remember to like this video, favorite it, be subscribed, and answer the question of the day followed by hashtag JC giveaways in the comments section below. Remember, I do post weekly every Friday, so be sure to stay tuned. And thank you so much for staying with me this far into the video, guys. The few of you that have watched this far are truly amazing, and I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.